What's up, guys? Back here with another video. Sorry it's been a while. I've been super busy. I just kind of don't have time for a lot of the stuff that I usually get to do. So I'm just doing a video now, seeing if I could get it up in the next day or two. If you're seeing this, obviously it went up. So we're gonna do the beginning of my death metal CD collection, and in the background we are listening to In Nomine Odium by Haymoth. French black metal, great stuff. A little harsh sounding, depends if you like that stuff, it's good shit. So I'm gonna start it off here with the first one, brutal death metal band from Massachusetts, I think. Mechanisms of Demnescience, I don't know. Abnormality. It's a great band. They're a really fun live band. Great people. All these people are great people. I spent a long time speaking with him, the bass player, about Typo Negative, and it's also signed by the vocalist. I forgot her name. I think it's Michaela, something like that. I could probably just look. Oh, Melina. Great brutal death metal. If you like suffocation and shit, get on it. Next one here, Acid Witch Witchtanic Hallucinations. You guys have all seen this. Great album cover. Great album. I just love the visuals of this band. It just looks so good. It looks like fun, you know what I'm saying? When an album just looks like fun, that's this. I mean, look at that. The album could be this. The album could have been that. The cover, and I would have been fine. But Acid Witch rules. Next. Some deathcore, I guess. Brutal death metal, maybe. Slam, what the fuck ever. When Mutation Becomes Homicidal by Cranius. I don't remember where these guys are from. Great album when I'm in the mood for it. This is not something I'm constantly in the mood for, but when I am, it definitely hits the spot. My friend calls it slamcore, which I feel is kind of a ridiculous tag, which is brutal death metal. Cranius. Next, some really ridiculous brutal death metal. Human Meat Gluttony by Amputated Genitals. When somebody asks me about death metal that has no idea, they're like, "What are some bands?" And I always say this band just because it's so fucking ridiculous. But the album cover is super red, which I don't really like because it's kind of hard to see. If this is like a full color picture, it would look great. Got a nice Microsoft Paint looking at art on the disc. I'll devour your fucking guts. That. Yeah, it's a gnarly album. It's like 25 minutes of blast beats. That's this album. That's what they should have called it. Next. It's a CD I'm not too proud of, but yeah, the version's crap. It's sort of Rising by Amon Amarth, but it's messed up. It's like from a library or something, and they printed out the back, and it's got the CD and the disc and all that. It's just, it looks awful, but it's a great album nonetheless. Yeah, you guys have heard all of these, I'm sure. So, Amon Amarth. Next, I don't have any of the best Amorphous albums, but I do have Under the Red Cloud, which is a great hard rock, kind of gothic tinged album. This is a great record. You should really get this if you like, you know, stuff like later era Sentenced, stuff like that. Yeah, it's something about those Finnish bands. They all stopped playing Death Doom and going for that swaggy goth shit. Next is a CD that I've probably had for 5 years, and I think I've listened to it twice. This is Anthrofuge from Arlington Heights, Illinois, Impaled in Comparison. I've seen this painting 4,000 times. It's alright. They're not breaking any kind of mold or anything, if you get what I'm trying to say here. It's an okay album. Jesus, that loud. Next, one of the greatest death metal albums of all time. If you don't agree, you're wrong. Slaughter of the Soul. Slaughter of the Soul. Jeez. At the Gates. Come on, it's great. You know it. Cold. Blinded by Fear. World of Lies. Under a Serpent's Sun. You guys have seen it. Amazing. Next, I saw this band. Actually, I played with this band at the Penny Road Pub in Barrington, Illinois. Armed for Apocalypse, The Road Until End. This is like sludgy death metal, really hardcore. It sounds kind of like a knockoff Gate Creeper with more of a hardcore bass. It's great. You might like this if you're into that. Yeah, the disc is in here somewhere. I don't remember where. But it is indeed great. I would definitely check Armed for an Apocalypse out if you're into this kind of stuff, because it's cool. Good little album cover too, gotta say. It's a full picture, but for some reason they made a black spine, which is really stupid. Next, Tourniquet Hacksaws and Graves by Autopsy. Another useless slipcase. Literally the exact same thing. I think they put this up just to make me angry. I think Peace Hill's watching my video and being like, hey, I'm gonna put worthless fucking slipcases on our CDs just to piss off Life Eternal. But anyway, great album. Definitely check this out. I never got this. I'm pretty sure that's a censored art or something. But it's just like a close-up of a zombie's abdomen or something. I don't know. But it's a great album. If you like Autopsy, you like this shit. Come on. It's great. Next is a band whose style I'm not usually a fan of, but I do like some tech death. Diora by Beyond Creation. Come on. Omnipresent Perception is one of their bigger songs, but the song Coexistence is so good. Go listen to Coexistence over Omnipresent Perception any day. I'm sure you guys have all heard this or heard of it. This is one of the early death metal CDs that I ever bought, honestly. I got this, I think the year it came out. I don't remember what year it was. It don't say on here, which is obnoxious, but yeah, go listen to this. Next, Unhallowed by the Black Dahlia Murder. Another one of the early purchases for me when it comes to death metal CDs. I mean, Funeral Thirst is probably the best song on here, in my opinion. Close Casket Requiem, The Blackest Incarnation, When the Last Grave is Emptied. A lot of good songs on here. This is really feral for Black Dahlia. Next, their next album is Miasma. This one's kind of a pain in the ass to track down. That's why I bought it immediately when I found it. As you see, I only have 3 Black Dahlia CDs. You'll see another one here in a sec. Yeah, this is 2005, and I believe this is the original press, if I remember right. I usually don't care about that, but I just thought it was a nice little thing to toss in. I mean, Spite Suicide, Miscarriage, Sagittary Ape, I'm Charming, Novelty Crosses. Lots of good songs on this one. God-awful album cover, though. God-awful album cover. Best Black Dahlia album, in my opinion. I haven't heard much of Nightbringers, but what I've heard is great. This is Everblack. Come on, Phantom Limb Masturbation is the greatest song Black Dahlia has on this record. Great artwork. I mean, Goat of Departure, Into the Everblack, Raped and Hated by Vines of Thorns, and Hell is Where She Waits for Me. Pretty much every song on here. Map of Scars, Every Rope's a Noose. Come on, it's a great one. Next, Swedish death metal. Nightmare Made Flesh by Bloodbath. Cancer of the Soul, one of the best Bloodbath songs. Stillborn Savior. Obviously Eaton's on here, everybody knows that one. Soul Evisceration, Brave New Hell, Draped in Disease. You get it. It's great. Next is the second Bolt Thrower album, Realm of Chaos. Fucking awesome record. 89. Nobody was paying attention when this came out. 2 years after Scream Bloody Gore, a year after Scream Bloody Gore, or maybe the year of the first record for Scream Bloody Gore. Why don't people talk about Bolt Thrower? Beyond me. But amazing artwork, a complete 180 from the usual lyrical capabilities of death metal at this time. There's no mentions of Satan. There's no mention of excessive gore. It's great. Check out Bolt Thrower if you haven't somehow. Next, probably my favorite Bolt Thrower, The Fourth Crusade. I mean, I don't know. It's a hard one to figure out what my favorite Bolt Thrower album is. But this is nonetheless an amazing one. This is one of the albums that I could kind of like replay over and over, one after another, which is a rare thing for me, because I'm not usually one for doing that with albums. But this is a great one nonetheless. Last CD for this here video. Those Once Loyal by Bolt Thrower. This is one of those death metal bands that their discography doesn't get boring. All of their shit, you can listen to any of it and you're gonna like all of it. It's not like, you know, it doesn't get monotonous, it doesn't get old, because they're constantly progressing, which is not the case for everybody. Like Deicide, yeah, I'll listen to like maybe 4 Deicide albums, maybe 6 at the most, depending if I'm in the mood for it, and it just gets boring and old. Bolt Thrower doesn't get that. Amazing band. That album, this is the riffs right here. If you don't like Bolt Thrower, listen to this one first. That'll be it. I'll be back with another video pretty soon. I'm actually going to the record store today, so I might have another collection update. So if I'm wearing the same clothes, I filmed it today. Catch you later. Keep it greasy.